episode on my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. We are a backyard garden in Zone 8A in North Texas. My husband is helping me film today because I talk with my hands and I move a lot. And it's a lot easier if I have both hands. So let's go over to the greenhouse. Today we're going to plant an herb garden. The greenhouse now has a latch, so we don't have to hold the door closed with a brick anymore, thanks to my husband for installing that. Okay, so today I'm going to plant a few herbs. Some of these are kind of cold hardy herbs, dill and parsley, but a couple I use all year long, so I wanted to see if I could grow them successfully in the greenhouse since it'll be quite a bit warmer than outside. The most important thing when planting anything is the health of your soil. I created this mix yesterday with compost and well-aged cow manure and topsoil and vermiculite. And what you want whenever you are checking for your soil health is whenever you squeeze it, it should kind of form a shape. Kind of football shaped whenever you squeeze it, but it also crumbles apart really easily. So, and what that means is that whenever you water your plants, it will retain moisture, but it won't hold so much water that the plant's roots get soggy and kind of rot. So, you can use your own homemade compost or store-bought compost. This is store-bought because I don't have any homemade that's quite ready yet. So, the first thing that you do, of course, is put your soil into your pots. And I'm using smaller pots because I'm only going to plant a couple of seeds in each one. I mean, with herbs, you could go as big as you want to. With mint, you probably want to only plant in a pot because it will kind of take over and just spread across your entire garden. But with these herbs right here, these pots will be just fine. And I'm going to mash that down a little bit, squeeze out any sort of air. That way whenever we get everything planted, the soil doesn't shrink. I'm going to add just a little bit more soil there. I'm going to go ahead and fill all of these up with the soil. These larger scoops are fantastic because you can get a whole lot more soil than you can with these smaller ones. The smaller ones are good for like digging up roots for transplanting and things, but these are great for scooping your soil. I think we got this one at Home Depot.
Either that or Lowe's. One of the two. I think it was Home Depot though.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I think that's pretty good. So you can see it only takes like 3 scoops to fill up the whole pot instead of sitting here shoveling soil all day. If you've watched our videos before, you know that we just built this greenhouse. Yesterday, we added the planting table in here. It was just a quick one-day build. It is attached to the entire greenhouse, so it's not going anywhere. And then, of course, my husband installed the latch and the handle. So now it's pretty much officially done, although I joked with him a little bit ago that I probably needed to put a coat hook because it is much warmer in here than it is out there. So sweater weather out there is t-shirt weather in here. It's okay. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and water the soil. And the reason for that is so that whenever we plant the seeds, we don't have to come back and water again and risk displacing the seeds and having them land in some weird spot. And we have Logan joining us. Hi, Logan.
Hello.
What you doing?
I just came out here to tell you that we're doing a prank on Grandma that someone's knocking on the door, but it's really Lily knocking on the staircase.
Oh. Are Grandma and Grandpa back?
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa are back, but
Okay.
Grandpa's part of the prank.
Okay. Have fun.
Okay. Oh, and also, subscribers, hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell and hit the like button. I mean, punch the subscribe button. But and also leave a comment down below if you garden.
You've been brainwashing him?
No. He has taught me everything there is to know about YouTube. I didn't even know there was a notification bell until he said something about it, so I had to go find it. It's there, I think. Okay, so I also have labels that I quickly made before we started filming. And so I'm just going to go ahead and stick these into the pots. That way they are ready to go, and also so I know where I'm putting my seeds. Okay, so the variety of basil that I'm planting is the Genovese Red Freddy, and I am planting this one because I think it's pretty. It doesn't taste any different than regular Genovese sweet basil. It's just a pretty color. So I'm going to start with this one, and on the back of the seed packets there's always going to be planting instructions. So the seed depth for this one is 1/4 of an inch. And so I'm just going to use my finger to poke down a couple of holes within that container to put the basil seeds in. And like I said, on the back of all of the seed packets you'll find planting information, but a good general rule of thumb is twice the depth of the size of the seed. You don't want to go too deep because then once it gets roots, it won't have the energy to get towards the sunlight because it has to fight too hard. You don't want to go too shallow because then the roots won't really anchor themselves well in the soil before the sprout hits the surface. So I'm just going to do 2 holes here, about 1/4 of an inch down. They're not really holes, they're more like divots. And then I'm just going to put 1 seed into each divot that I made. And like I said, we wet the soil already so that we don't have to worry about dislodging these seeds. And then, oh my goodness, it's so tiny, you couldn't grab it. Just drop that in the little divot and then put that seed on top. And then that one's done. And the next one is Greek oregano. I like this one more than regular oregano. It smells amazing. The flavor is like much more bold, and I use it the same way that I do regular oregano. I dry it and use it in our homemade taco seasoning blend. I put it in soups. I put it in anywhere that you would use regular oregano. Like I said, it's just a much bolder,
Pizza?
stronger flavor. I do use it in our pizza crust. That's right. Thank you. Okay, and this one is surface sow, or just under the surface. So what that means is I'm just going to drop a couple of seeds right on here and just kind of brush it lightly with my fingers, and then we're going to call that one good. This means these seeds are probably teeny tiny. Yes. Okay, I'm going to pour these out into my hands so you can see how tiny these are. Almost looks like pepper flakes. So these are the Greek oregano seeds. They're really small. So I'm just going to try my best to only get a couple into the pot here. Now, if this is successful and I am able to grow Greek oregano in this pot and it takes off, I will probably transplant it into a bigger container just so I can have an abundance of it. And the same with this basil. Basil is pretty hardy. It transplants really well. Alright, that is now planted. Put these couple of seeds back. And then the last 2 that I'm going to plant are dill and parsley. And I've noticed they are a bit more high maintenance when it comes to the herbs. These do not like to grow in warm weather. They don't like too much water. They don't like to be too dry. So I've been able to grow them in the kitchen fine without any issues, but trying to grow them outside has been kind of a challenge. So hopefully we have some luck in the greenhouse here. And these are 1/8 to 1/4 inch. Just little small divots here in the pot, and then we'll just drop it in. Cover that up. We're good to go. And then we just have parsley. Now, if you don't really have like yard space or a balcony because you live in an apartment or something, you can grow your herbs in a kitchen windowsill. It's actually a great way to start gardening because herbs are used to flavor your food and all of that. So I actually have an herb garden inside that's in a mason jar, or in several mason jars, not just one. But I wanted to see if I could get things to grow outside that I don't currently have growing inside. I do have a bit of parsley growing, but I'm going to try to get it to grow outside too. And these are surface sow as well. Glad I read that before I buried the seeds.
Bell Salty Homesteader Lily is coming to join us.
Alright, we're going to have another special guest.
By the way, if you're wondering if we have a brother, we do. And he's bigger than both of us. His name is Connor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's it for this herb garden experiment. As we get
is here.
Hi, Lily. Hello.
Hello, subscribers.
You're looking very fashionable today. What would you like to tell YouTube land?
And by the way, if you play Minecraft, comment down below.
Okay, thank you.
I also want to be part of the fun. Let me go get shoes on. My bare feet. You might even want to.
You still have paint in your hair from where you were helping us paint.
Wait. I don't.
Yes.
Where?
I saw it.
Where?
And then I touched it with my dirty fingers.
Okay.
It's a good thing it's bath day for you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say?
Well. Make sure you ring that bell.
Gosh.
And
Okay.
I love black.
There's tons of other herbs that you can grow from seed. Sage being one of them. Other types of basils, lavender. I actually started one accidentally over there from seed, which I'm shocked about. Mint, lemon balm, cilantro, things like that. There's also tea herbs that you can grow from seed, chamomile, and things. So the possibilities for starting an herb garden are pretty endless. And like I said, you can start it in your kitchen, in a windowsill, in mason jars, or small pots, or one larger pot with everything kind of hanging out together. Most of these complement each other well, so you can grow them as friends.
And if you love the greenhouse, make sure you subscribe about that too. I'm just kidding.
Okay, thank you.
Let's squish that spider over there.
No, we're going to leave the spider. He's going to eat bugs out of here.
Oh, but he looks really creepy. He scared me.
Okay, well, he's a friend. Spiders are friends, okay?
Oh,
Thank you. The blessings of children. Okay, if you guys have any herbs that you've started growing from seed, just let me know down below. I'm always up to grow almost anything. I have kohlrabi planted in buckets over here to see how that does too. But that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And if you liked what you saw, just follow my kids' directions since they're bossy pants today. And you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.
And bye!